Hello.
Hello.
Can you still see me from behind the microphone?
I can't see your mouth, though. I'll have to listen.
Take it, guys.
So, because of this tradition, so I know I'm going to read, then I wanted to be a good boy, and I like to look up one poem by somebody else. So I looked at my bookshelf and I had American Poetry by Robert Bly.
Oh, I have that book.
So, and then I just opened it at random to Thoughts on W.S. Merwin, and then I saw a poem that I kind of liked by a guy named Raifteiri that William Butler Yeats liked. I thought,
Is that
who
gonna
is this
screw you
guy?
up?
Raifteiri.
Okay.
So I went and
Just
looked him
think
up.
Head.
I don't speak Gaelic, so some of the things are in Gaelic. Like his name, there's Antoine O Raifteiri, but it's in English. It's Antoine Raifteiri. And he was an Irish language poet who is often called the last of the wandering bards. He was born in Keeladane in County Mayo. His father was a weaver, and he and his wife had 9 children. In between 1785 and 1788, Anthony Raifteiri's life took a huge turn, and it all started with a cough. Soon, 2 of the children began suffering headaches. Another had a high fever. A rash appeared on Anthony's hand, severe itching. Soon the children were covered in the same rash. They had contracted smallpox. Within 3 weeks, 8 of the 9 children had died. One of the last things young Anthony saw before going blind was his 8 siblings laid out dead on the floor. And so when he developed his poetic talents, he was a blind poet. And he went through some other hard times, and it talks about it in here. This is Wikipedia. 9 of his poems were written, or no, none, no poems were written down during his lifetime. After he lost his place on his estate, he just wandered around. That's why he's the last of the wandering bards. But they were collected from those he taught them to by Douglas Hyde, Lady Gregory, and others who later published them. Raifteiri was lithe and spare in build and not very tall, but he was very strong and considered a good wrestler. He always wore a long frieze coat and corduroy breeches. Now what's interesting is that this article, it lists some of his main poems that are considered to be his, but then in talking about the legacy, whereas Robert Bly says that he wrote this poem, the Wikipedia article, and I tend to think in this case that it's more accurate, says, in tribute, Sean O Ceallaighn wrote a poem called Mise Raifteiri on Feel in America towards the end of the 19th century. And actually the first 4 lines of this poem appear on the Irish 5-pound note. So here's the poem. I am Raifteiri the poet, full of love and hope, my eyes without sight, my mind without torment, going west by the light of my heart, weary and sad to the end of the road. Behold me now, with my back to a wall, playing music to empty pockets. So that's Raifteiri, last of the Irish poets. And then 2 very short poems by myself. The first one Larry already read because I put it on Facebook this morning after I typed it up. It says, birch leaves, I call it yin. Birch leaves falling in a gentle rain of gold. I am getting old. Time to close the pool. No more cold dives. Less testosterone. Fewer drives. The wood pile is well stacked. Logs, sticks, and branches. I don't know what winter will bring, but I'm not taking any chances.
Nice.
I was closing the pool yesterday, sat down watching the leaves come down, and that was that one. This one I wrote in August, before I knew that August and September were canceled, so I have a chance to do it now. This one is called Bitterness Yoga. Why are you stopping to think? Barked my egotistical, sadistic Creighton foreman, menace dripping from his thin white lips like blood from bone in the mouth of a beast. I'm not stopping to think, I replied meekly. I'm trying to stop thinking. Damn right, he snarls, slapping his prod in the palm of his hand. Then get back to work or I'll give you something to think about, like fear inspired by pain. I surrendered to the bliss of it all. That's the bitterness yoga. Thank you very much.